Welcome back to the Uncut Show, and today we're doing something a little bit different, aren't we, Gio?
Sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of.
We're going to be doing a 2021 review of PlayStation Now, because me and Gio have had it about... Gio's had it a bit longer than me, but I've had it about a week and a half, and been getting used to it. It's alright. Do you want to go initial thoughts, Gio?
It's... When I first got it, I had really bad Wi-Fi. And, like, it was just not worth it, to be honest with you. But I've got better Wi-Fi now, and...
Flipping fiber boy.
Fiber. It's become more worth it, to be fair. Do I think it's the best thing ever? No. Is it okay? Yeah, I'd say so. What do you think of it?
I'd say So the reason I got it is because I've been saying for years I was going to play Arkham Origins, and then I was like, you know what? I need to play Arkham Origins. Yeah, so I got the 1 week free trial and started playing it, and you can only stream Arkham Origins because it's a PS3 game. And I'll be honest, my internet isn't the best for it. There have been issues. There have been times where the game has closed because I don't have enough bandwidth to play it. But it's not unplayable. There are certainly frame rate issues, which I don't know if it's an Arkham Origins thing or if it is PS Now, because Arkham Origins is the only game that I've streamed. Everything else I've downloaded, which was actually a really cool feature, because I didn't know you could download games. I genuinely thought you had to stream everything, and I was like, ooh, hello. This is cool.
Well, see, actually, it's funny you say that, because that's where my problems with it begin to sort of arise, right? Is there's a bunch of PS4 games on there, which are all downloadable. Cool. Then the older stuff. So, for example, a big thing, that reason I got PS Now, it's got a bunch of old Lego games on there that I played as a kid on my PS3, right? And my PS3, the disc drive in it is bust. Like, it doesn't work anymore.
Aww,
so all my physical media I can't use, and I don't even know where I'd get a PS3 repaired. And also, it's not worth getting it repaired because I'm never going to use it. So I was like, oh shit, I can play PS3 games on PS Now. So I've been playing through like 4 different Lego games, basically. I'm using it to play other stuff as well, like full disclosure.
He's just paid 50 quid a year to play Lego games, imagine.
No, but in all honesty, that was one of the main reasons I got it, right? And first of all, it only streams in 720p, which is not ideal. But while I was playing, you get used to it.
I think the thing for me is, if it's a PS4 game, I'll download it. But cool. PS3 games, I'm pretty sure don't go over 720 anyway. That's why the streaming is capped at 720.
I was thinking that. I was just about to say that, to be fair, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure there are some on there that should be HD. What I will say with the streaming is, right, as a necessity for PS3 games, it works fine. It works best if you're using it to trial a game. So, like, for example, I'm playing through Avengers at the moment. I'm thinking about deleting it, though, because I'm so fed up of it. I hate it. But I'm playing through that, right?
Gotta get the plug-in every time.
Wasted your money, but...
No, the story's decent. Everything else is trash, but the story's decent.
It's so shit. Yeah, it's awful. But, so, like, playing through that, right? Say you're somebody who has watched this video and you're like, oh, he said Avengers was really shit, but it's on PS Now. Should I just try it? And you've got good Wi-Fi. You can stream.
I mean, you can you can stream it or you can download it, either or.
You can download it if you want, but maybe you're like, okay, well, if I download it, I've got to wait to play it, right? So it's like you can jump in, stream it, trial like the first 2 missions if you want, right, on the stream. Be like, yeah, I kind of like this, and then you can make the decision to download it, and it takes up console storage.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But obviously, if you don't have good internet, it's gonna play worse and it's gonna look worse as well. But that, you know, it is what it is.
I think the 2 biggest problems that I have is, one, the license time, because by the time this video will be out, our Last of Us thing will be out, and Gio's spoken that about how he's tried to play 2 games, but the license runs out. and the license length is ridiculously short. Like, it's so dumb. The thing that bugs me the most is the games that are on the, like, this is solely something for PS5 users, but the ones that are on the PS Plus collection that are then going to go off PS Now. Like, my perfect example is Black Ops 3. I've been playing a load of Black Ops 3 just because I like the futuristic. I know it's like a game that loads of people hate, but from going from playing Cold War to playing like a game that has so much traversal options and stuff, it's really cool. But it's going off PS Now at the end of this month. But I'm like, it's still going to be on the PS Plus collection. Why are you removing it?
Well,
and even games like Borderlands, like that's just come on and that's going in September. Like, that's a game you can put so many hours into, and you're getting rid of it after 6 months. It just doesn't.
It's not great. Avengers is only on there till July 5th. So yeah, licensing.
That's literally 2 months. Like, I get it's a bad game, but it's like.
It is an issue because I've had that issue before. I had PS Now a while back, and I stopped using it because like I say, the internet that I had just wasn't good enough. But I downloaded Uncharted Lost Legacy, and halfway through playing it, it was like, oh, you don't have access to this anymore. It's been removed. I was like, oh, okay, fine. There's nothing you could do about it. That is the reality of.
Especially when it's so I get it. Like, let's say from the Call of Duty perspective, I get that because it's a third-party game. But all of their first-party games should be on it with no license time. That just seems dumb.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's going to immediately draw comparison to Xbox Game Pass, which is
far superior.
Not fair to compare, because Xbox Game Pass is in a league of its own. So Game Pass, not only can you download games from like
you can download every single game that's on Game Pass is downloadable,
which is amazing. So you can play that with zero latency. You can stream if you want, but you don't have to. Again, play it, download it. That's the best way to play it. It also up-reses all of your games to 4K if it can. And
if it's supported on the series. But this is a Series X thing only. A Series S and X. Like, it will buff it if it can, kind of thing.
It adds 4K support.
It adds 8K support, to be fair. You can get 8K 120 on Master Chief Collection.
There you go. It adds frame upgrades, 60, 120. Like, wow. Like, that is amazing that they can do that, right? PS Now can't even get its library straight. Do you know what I mean? The library is always changing, which is nice because it means there's always something to play. But it's a ball ache because you just want it, like, maybe you really like Avengers, right? Just because I don't like it don't mean you won't. Maybe you love that game and you're halfway through playing it, and then July 5th, you're like, fuck you ain't playing this no more, right? That's it, it's gone.
I kind of get why they've done it. It's because they want people to buy the game, but at the same time, if you're paying for the subscription, you should at least get a significant amount of time. Like, I'd say a game should be on there for a year. Like, you can kick games off.
At least.
Yeah, fair enough.
Minimum. But, yeah, so it is fundamentally, there are just fundamental flaws of it, like streaming in 720p. Like, it's just not it. I'm not even saying we need 4K. Just stream at 1080 at least,
Yeah.
What
but
else?
then even most the fundamentally biggest issue I have, and it's not with PS Now, it's with what PlayStation have done with it. It's that you can only play PlayStation 3 games through it.
And PS2.
Yeah, but it's like, just let me buy the game from the store. Don't make me have to buy PS Now.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
It's not like, I would have bought Arkham Origins years ago if it would have just been, oh, it's £8, you can buy it and download it to your system. But it's been, oh, you have to play PS Now. You have to buy the subscription to PS Now to play it, and it's just like, why?
The reason that they do that though is because the PS5 hardware can't download those or not the hardware, but there's something to do with the PS5 where the structure.
No, this is the same on PS4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the internals of both of them just don't allow for those games to be downloaded, which I'm like, why would you do that? Like, what?
Yeah, why would you make a system that can play backwards compatible games?
Because to me, like, in all fairness, right, I will probably never ever play a PS1 game or a PS2 game, really. The only PS2 game that I've seen on there that I'm like, yes, I want to play that is like Saints Row 2.
Mine was
But-
Destroy All Humans. I saw that was there. I was like, I might give that a go.
Oh, and maybe the original of that as well, yeah. But there are people that love, like me, I love old school Lego games. I don't know what it is. They were just a massive part of my childhood.
Same.
Being able to download those would be really cool. Don't get me wrong, it's actually playing right now. So I'm on fiber optic Wi-Fi. And
The flex.
No, I'm just clarifying. 100 megabyte a second download speeds, right?
Mm-hmm.
With that Wi-Fi, the game plays fine through streaming. Very smooth, great, lovely. I'm in a household with 4 other people who my dad can be watching Netflix, my brother can be watching YouTube, whatever, right? Everyone's on the internet. Still works great. Fine. Still works fine. At 720p. If your internet is, I'd say, like 40 megabyte download speeds, just don't bother. It's not worth it. It's just not worth the hassle you're going to cause yourself. Unless you're
preach.
Unless you're only bothered about PS4 games.
I think
PS4 games is great.
the best way that I would describe it is, if it's available to download, like if you are like 100% sure you want to play this game, download it. Do not bother streaming it, because especially if it's a PS4 game, it's just gonna look so bad.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna look. I don't want to say messy, because it's not gonna look messy, but it's just not gonna look good.
It's not gonna look how it's meant to look, is the best way that I could put it. But like with the PS3 games, I'm like, it's fair enough because most run at 720. Like, the fact that you can only stream them bugs me, but like the fact that the stream cap is 720, I'm like, I don't mind that as much, because for me, I'm like, if it's downloadable, I will just download it. If I don't like it, I'll delete it. But I have an external hard drive, so I can put a load of games onto it, and it'll be no issue to me. But the biggest issue, I keep saying the biggest issue. I need to work out what the biggest issue is. But there's so many library issues.
There's a lot of little things for me that bother me, like the 720p. The fact that, to be fair, the internet thing, right? That's not necessarily the service's fault, right? That's just the nature of how this shit works. But like
I just think let everybody download them.
Library.
Don't make them stream them, and then you solve the problem. Like, give the option to stream if your internet's good enough, but make sure that they're all downloadable anyway for people whose internet aren't good enough.
Exactly. Like, I don't. Oh, it's just so annoying. But
I remembered the biggest thing that got on my nerves, because you told me about this. So I already have bought Borderlands myself and Avengers, so I have the PS5 versions of them. But Gio hasn't bought either of them and downloaded them to his system. And through PS Now, even though Gio owns a PS5 and the PS5 upgrades for both of those games are free, they only give you the PS4 version.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely disgusting.
That's another thing. But I was going through PS Now the other day, right, reading like a bunch of the user bullshit, because I wanted to know if it could stream in 1080. Because when I got my new Wi-Fi, I was thinking, this looks better. Is it now in 1080? I don't think it is, because it does say it's capped at 720. And it does say that somewhere in there in the small print that games that are put on PS Now may sometimes lack features that are in the original release. Which basically means if there's a PS5 upgrade, fuck you. You can't have it.
I just think it's ridiculous though. Like, fine, through the service, make everybody download the PS4 version. But give the PS5 upgrade as, like, you go into the PlayStation Store and can download it. Like, to me, that just seems so dumb. Like, even if you can't if it doesn't download the PS5 version, then fine. But let people download the PS5 version if they want it. Like,
I agree, especially because they're focusing on the PS5 a lot, and then it feels like PlayStation Now is very much stuck with PS4.
I do just want to, don't know what the word is, preface everything we're saying with the fact that PlayStation are working on a competitor to Game Pass that's not PS Now. I read about this. I can get it up for you because I read about it yesterday.
For me, right, that's another issue. Okay, don't make a new service. Just do a massive update to PS Now, refresh it completely, and make it really good. Because I've paid £50 for the year. I don't want to roll out a new service, right, in 4 months, and then it's like, oh, well, your subscription is now null and void. It doesn't matter because PS Now is gone, and subscribe to this new thing.
I don't think they will get rid of PS Now. I think they will just change the name of it.
Hopefully. But I will say, though, one of the best things about PS Now is the price. £50 for the entire year is really, really good. And then you have access to be fair, a lot of PS4 games that are actually decent.
Yeah.
Quite a few PS3 games that are pretty good, and then PS2 games if you're bothered.
So, the God of War and Twisted Metal developer, David Yaffe, I don't know how it's said, he said he's been told by the higher-ups in Sony that they're working to a counterpunch, and that's an exact quote, the word is counterpunch, to Xbox Game Pass. He doesn't know anything else about it, though. He doesn't
actually work at Sony anymore.
Oh yeah, I know, but as in, like, he was told this on the 8th of April. He said in a stream on the 8th of April that he was told about it.
We'll see.
I don't know it'll be anytime soon.
I do want PlayStation Game Pass. Like, I do. Like, straight up.
They've done it reasonably with the PlayStation Plus collection.
I disagree.
But, like, I don't agree it's that good, but they've taken a good step towards it.
Yeah, definitely. But I just want Xbox Game Pass, but on PlayStation.
Yeah, same.
That's what I really, really want, to be honest.
Because the greatest thing about Game Pass, because I do have it because my brother owns a Series X, is you get new releases day one on Game Pass. That is incredible.
I'm not gonna lie. I know Sony wouldn't do that, right? But I'm okay with maybe after 3 months, 6 months, new releases get put.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to know they'll be on there.
For example, Horizon Forbidden West. I want to play that game, but I don't know if I want to spend £60-70 on it. Because I liked the original, but I didn't love it the way everybody else loves it. I really enjoyed it, and I think it had an awesome world. And I enjoyed the story, but after playing it, I'm like, I want a sequel, yes, but I don't necessarily want to spend £70 on a sequel. There are other games I'm more invested in. So if they said, launching day one, you can buy it, or 3 months later, it will be on PS Now, and you can have it there, I'll wait the 3 months.
Yeah, I would absolutely do the same. Unless it was Deathloop, Ratchet & Clank, or Gran Turismo, I think I would wait for them.
In all fairness, that's probably a bad example, because I am probably going to buy Horizon. And also, like, for the sake of the channel, we probably will be buying a lot of games day one because we want to do reviews.
Yeah, I know I've got Ratchet & Clank pre-ordered, I've got Deathloop pre-ordered, I got Zelda Skyward Sword pre-ordered as well.
I mean, Sony are doing some good things. Like, they just launched a PS5 software update today, and it had one cool feature that I was pretty pleased about. Right, you can.
Has the update came out yet? Because I put my PlayStation on this morning and didn't get an update, like an update notification.
I updated mine, but
Oh, okay.
One of the features it's added is it can update games before the update is out. So say there's an update coming out, the developer can launch the update sooner, and the update can download, and then the day that the update is officially out, it will automatically be installed. Cool feature.
That is great for any game of service.
If they can do that, just make a good Game Pass variant, okay? If you're doing shit like this,
I mean, they are working on it, to be fair. It's just how long it will take is my issue.
Because Game Pass at the moment, like, the thing is, I think there's a lot of negativity around Sony at the moment. Like we were saying in our Last of Us video, right? With the problems that they're having with, like, Bend Studio and Naughty Dog and No New IPs and shit like that, right? Microsoft is getting a lot of good press because, quite frankly, they're dominating at the moment. PS5 had a lot of good launch games come out, but
it's ran out now.
It's run out. We're waiting now. Whereas people on Xbox, yeah, okay, they're all old games, but you've got loads on there to play.
I just think they've done the most incredible thing by going, you get Halo Infinite day one on Game Pass. Like, that is going to bring so many people to Game Pass. It's ridiculous. In
all fairness, right, I will be honest. I I don't know how I feel about like not necessarily owning the game. I've seen a lot of people arguing about that, like, oh, I like to own my games, and I'm a person who, I agree, but I also think about it, and I watch all my movies on Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever. I don't own DVDs anymore. Basically, I have some, but I don't watch them. I never need.
Same.
You know.
But I think the greatest thing, like I read recently that they're planning on bringing GTA back to Xbox Game Pass after it was taken off May last year. But the greatest thing about that is, like, GTA, like, you know, because you've played so much of it, you can put so many hours into that game, and that was on Game Pass for years. And that's where I think the biggest issue with PlayStation now is they're too focused on, let's get a new game on, rather than leaving the games, like, Avengers, fair enough, take off. Borderlands should be there for a while. It's a great game. It has so much playability. They shouldn't be removing Black Ops if it's going to be on a PS Plus collection anyway. Like, that just seems incredibly dumb.
What I will say with Borderlands is that's a game that you're supposed to put hundreds of hours into. You know?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, why only put it on there for 6 months? Because,
but inherently, giving me a time limit on games, I'm like, oh man, like, do I even want to play it? If
exactly.
I'm gonna be stressing about, oh well, I'm not allowed to have it until like at that point. You know, like, do I even want it now?
It's there's just a lot of. I think it's. If there's a game on there that you absolutely want, or if there's multiple games that you don't, because like it's a 50-year, it's not 50-year, Jesus Christ, imagine that. It's a £50 yearly subscription. So like if there's more than one game on there that you don't want to pay full retail for, that you will put a lot of hours into, like a Borderlands or God forbid an Avengers, then it's, I'd say it's worth it. But there have to be the games. Like, the main reason I've got it is because I've run out of games to play. And there are a lot I just don't want to pay for. So I'm like I've got the first Doom. I've got Payday. I've got, like, Wreckfest. Like, all these games that are reasonably expensive that make up the 50 quid.
I was going to say as well, right? The other cool thing is that there are some pretty recent titles on there. Like, Prey 2 is on there. Well, Prey, I know, but Prey 2.
Rage 2 is on there as well. That's pretty new. 2. I thought that was quite cool.
Doom, like Finton said, Gravity Rush 2 is on there, and that's just PS4 games. Like, there's loads of other PS4 games. Horizon Zero Dawn is actually on there currently. I don't know how long that's staying, but it's on there at the moment. And then on the PS3 side, like, there's a bunch of, like, it's good for indie games, I'd say. There's a load of indie games.
I've downloaded a load of indie games, like, especially ones that I've wanted to play for a while, like Thomas Was Alone.
Equally, there's a lot of tat on there that you're just going to look at and be like, I'm not bothered. But Game Pass is the same. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There is a lot of shit on both of them. Game Pass is still superior, but like Finton was like, I'm going to preface what Finton said by, if you have
preface.
I'm going to preface a preface. If you have good internet, right, and you're a person who, before you buy this, right, you can look through the catalogue of games. Look through the catalogue. Are you going to play those games? And also remember that new games are regularly added monthly.
I'd say the most important thing to check, like, as we've said, is if there is a game that you are sold on playing, like, you really want to play, check when it leaves.
Check when it leaves. And also, right, check how much that game costs. Because £50 a year for PS Now is really good. It's a good price if you're going to play a bunch of other stuff. Like me, I've already got my money's worth. I've played a bunch of different games. Some of the games I started and I've deleted because I just don't have time for them, and I'm going to re-download them at a different point, right? So for me, money-wise, it's been worth it. But if you're going to play one singular game on the entirety of PS Now, just go buy the game. It's probably cheaper.
I tell you what, the best thing to do actually is just wait a couple of months, because the PS Store deals that they do are incredible. Like, that's one thing I cannot, like BioShock, the collection, like we said in our BioShock video, I bought that. It was meant to be 50 quid and I got it for 9. I was like, beautiful.
That's amazing. That is so good. But I mean, there you go. I think
let's just put it down to the simple thing. Would you recommend it to a friend?
Yeah, because I recommended it to you.
Okay, for non-channel purposes, would you recommend it to a friend?
I didn't recommend it for the channel. I recommended it because I genuinely thought you'd get enjoyment out of it. But
yeah, definitely. But
see,
as in,
that's
like,
the problem.
there's so many things to it.
I would recommend it, but I would always have to say, oh, but do you have good internet and do you want to play this and da 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 da? Do you know what I mean? So it is recommendable, but there's buts to it. You have to always say, but this, but that, but this other thing. So is it worth it right now, currently in 2021? For me, personally, in my daily use, it has been. But other people, I don't think it will be. I'd say wait until this Sony Game Pass comes out. What's your take?
I would say if you're like, from people that watch this channel, you know me and Gio are big gamers, and if you're that kind of big gamer, I would recommend it just because there is a lack of
big gamer.
You know what I mean? As in, like, you play a lot of games. Oh god, my green screen is having a mare there. That just started to kill itself. I think now, if you're gonna get it, now is the best time to get it, just because everything's being delayed, and this is the best time to go back to those games you think, oh yeah, this might be a good game. Like, I've wanted to try this, I've wanted to try that. I think now is probably the best time since it's been released, just because everything's being delayed. But I would definitely say you need to check what's on there, or if there's nothing on there at the moment, wait till next month and see what the new games are.
Check what's on there, and also, like you said previously, check how long they're going to be on there. Like, if you're a person who leads a busy life and finishing Avengers in 2 months seems like it's not going to be worth it, then don't do it. I mean, I'm not even going to finish Avengers. I've decided to go shit, and it's just so bad that
I want to play the DLCs, because like I've finished the story, so I'm like, I want to play the Hawkeye stuff. But again, I own the game, so it's no big deal to me.
I'm back killing me, man. Tired, but yeah, nah, exactly, yeah. I mean, but then that's the other thing, right? Is sometimes I think if you're streaming a game, it says like DLC is not supported. Download.
Oh no, all the DLC for Avengers is free, so everything that comes on the game, you will get.
So yeah, so if you're downloading it, that's fine. But I'm saying if you're like, I'm gonna go back and play BioShock Infinite, the original one, PS3, I'm gonna stream it with the DLC. It's not happening. You ain't getting that DLC. It doesn't. Yeah. It's not supported, basically. So sometimes it's not supported. So this has been such a mess. But overall, yeah, it's a decent service.
But there are caveats to it. There are so many
caveats. Like, take what we've said, apply it to yourself. Do you have good Wi-Fi? Are you gonna play older games? Will you download the PS4 games that are on there? Does 720p really bother you to the point where, like, you can't play the game? Because it doesn't bother me too much, but again, I'm playing like Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, the original Lego Batman.
Yeah, they have no. Yeah,
was 720p.
720.
So to me, in my head, I'm like, this is exactly how I remember it, and it kind of plays into the nostalgia. But Vinton's playing Arkham Origins. I mean, does that look good? 720.
This is the thing. I never played the original, so I can't be like, this is because of the streaming it looks bad, or just because I've only played, like, I've played the Return to Arkham's, so I've only played it when it looks better. Like, I've played Arkham Asylum and Arkham City with the Return to Arkham, and then played Arkham Knight. So I can't comment as to whether it's just because at the time it looked bad, or it's PS now that's making it bad.
Low key, right? Off topic. I would love a Arkham Knight PS5 upgrade, 60 frames per second with ray tracing. Because that game,
it already looks beautiful. Like, it's incredible.
Good already. That shit, I can't believe that came out years ago. So imagine that with a PS5.
I know.
But anyway, we're probably going to end it off here. I think that's all for today.
I'd say that's about.
You looked unsure. You're like. Yeah.
I mean, it's a very long conversation to have. I think it's probably just on a person by person basis, to be fair, as to whether it's actually worth it or not.
It really is. Yeah, it really is. So just take the information that we've given you, like we said, apply it to yourself, Do those things apply? Is it going to bother you? 720, blah, blah, blah. All of that stuff. And now you know. But yeah, thank you all for coming to watch. We will
like
see
and
you.
subscribe like the usual.
Oh, yeah. Do that as well, yeah.
We probably should start doing that at the start of the episode because nobody's here by now.
At the start of the episode, what is there to say at the start of the episode? What are they liking for?
The great content they're about to see.
Like at the end so that we know you enjoyed it. Yeah. Yeah, man. We'll see you all next time. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this was useful for you. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Bye.